Every summer we feel the tension. Some clubs are desperate to hold on to the glories they already have. Others sense a genuine opening to finally take it from them. This window has been shaped by that battle, with signings designed to chase Champions Leagues, league titles, and cups that currently belong to somebody else. These are 10 transfers that could decide who actually wins next season. Number 1, Rodri to Barcelona. Inside Barcelona's own engine room is a player who could make the difference between Real Madrid finally reclaiming the title and Barcelona completing a genuine three-peat. Rodri, the 2024 Ballon d'Or winner and Spain's World Cup winning captain, named best player of the entire tournament after Spain edged Argentina 1-0 in extra time in the final, is leaving Manchester City for Barcelona in a deal worth £65.3 million, around €76.5 million. Rodri had won 4 Premier League titles and a Champions League since arriving from Atletico Madrid in 2019, scoring the winner in the 2023 final against Inter Milan and racking up over 250 appearances for City. At 30, on a 4-year deal, he now joins a Barcelona side chasing a 3rd consecutive La Liga title, something no club has managed since Guardiola's own back-to-back run from 2009 to 2011. Real Madrid pushed hard to sign him too, but he chose Camp Nou instead. City felt the void immediately. Their captain didn't even travel for the Community Shield as the deal neared completion, and new head coach Enzo Maresca watched his first game in charge end in a 3-0 defeat to Arsenal. Number 2, Yan Diomande to Real Madrid. 10 days before Rodri's move to Barcelona was finalised, Diomande, just 19, completed a club record move from RB Leipzig worth a guaranteed €125 million, rising to as much as €140 million with bonuses. He scored 12 goals and 8 assists as Leipzig finished 3rd in the Bundesliga, won the division's Rookie of the Season award, then created 11 chances in 4 World Cup appearances for Ivory Coast. Diomande has signed a 7-year contract until 2033. New head coach Jose Mourinho is building his squad after 2 trophyless seasons at the Bernabeu, and a direct, explosive attacker of Diomande's caliber is exactly the kind of signing Madrid hope can end that drought. He arrives as Madrid's direct outlet in the biggest games, the kind of player who can win a Clásico or a Champions League knockout tie on his own. If Madrid are going to wrestle the league back from Barcelona and finally end their continental drought, it's this explosive talent that Mourinho is betting will get them there. Number 3, Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. Arsenal have finally landed the midfielder they targeted before he even joined Newcastle, completing a £75 million deal for club captain Bruno Guimaraes on a 4-year contract with an option for a 5th. Across 153 Premier League appearances, he scored 30 goals and provided 26 assists, while captaining Newcastle to Carabao Cup glory in 2025. Declan Rice and Gabriel both messaged him ahead of the move, and sporting director Andrea Berta pointed to Bruno's ability to play as both a defensive midfielder and a box-to-box presence, which should let Mikel Arteta rotate his midfield without losing control of games, easing the load on Rice and Martin Zubimendi across a long season. For Arsenal, who ended a 22-year wait for the Premier League title last season but lost 2 finals and are still chasing a first-ever Champions League after losing the 2026 final to PSG on penalties, that extra gear could be exactly what tips tight ties their way late in the campaign. Number 4, Ismael Saibari to Bayern Munich. Few players changed their entire summer with one tournament quite like Saibari did. The Morocco international scored against Brazil in the group stage, then netted the 2nd fastest goal of the World Cup, just 71 seconds against Scotland, finishing as one of the tournament's standout performers. Within days, PSV's attacking midfielder had agreed a 5-year deal with Bayern Munich worth around €50 million. Saibari arrives as an attacking midfielder, adding depth alongside Jamal Musiala just behind the front line, while also able to deputise further forward. Sporting director Christoph Freund pointed to his 3 Eredivisie titles with PSV and Champions League experience as proof he can handle the step up. Under Vincent Kompany, Bayern are chasing back-to-back Bundesliga titles and a first Champions League since 2020, and Saibari's directness gives them another route to goal. Number 5, Elliot Anderson to Manchester City. Manchester City signed Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest for a club record £116 million, part of a busy midfield rebuild under new head coach Enzo Maresca, hoping to win the league after going 2 consecutive seasons without the title for the first time since 2014 to 15 and 2015 to 16. Anderson started every Premier League game for Forest last season and ranked among the division's best for tackles and progressive passing. His City debut came in that chastening 3-0 Community Shield defeat to Arsenal, a game in which City barely threatened. Worth remembering, Erling Haaland endured a similarly quiet afternoon in that same match on July 30th, 2022, managing just 16 touches. Only to be one of the most feared strikers in Europe once the real action starts. Anderson arrives off a breakout World Cup for England, and a shaky pre-season outing shouldn't be read as anything more than that. Number 6. Ferran Torres to Paris Saint-Germain. Torres scored the winning goal in the World Cup final itself, meeting Nico Williams' header from a Pedro Porro cross with a first-time strike in the 106th minute to beat Argentina 1-0 in extra time and hand Spain their second World Cup. Weeks later, PSG completed his move from Barcelona for a fee around €50 million. He scored 21 goals for Barcelona last season and 65 in total across 4.5 years, winning 3 La Liga titles, and now joins a PSG side who are back-to-back Champions League winners, aiming to make it 3 in a row in 2026 to 27. Number 7. Morgan Rogers to Chelsea. Aston Villa's breakout star has completed a £117 million move to Stamford Bridge, making him the most expensive British player in history. Rogers scored 31 goals in 125 appearances for Villa and was one of England's standout performers at the World Cup, starting their semi-final and assisting Anthony Gordon's goal. He reunites with close friend Cole Palmer under new head coach Xabi Alonso, who beat Arsenal to his signature after the Gunners wouldn't match Chelsea's fee. It's a notable shift for Chelsea's recruitment, moving from unproven young signings toward an established Premier League performer hoping to compete for the league and other domestic trophies. Number 8. Sandro Tonali to Tottenham. One of the Premier League's most complete midfielders has completed his move to Tottenham for a club record £100 million, another piece of Newcastle's extensive summer exodus. Tonali made 110 appearances on Tyneside and helped end Newcastle's 70-year wait for a domestic trophy by winning the 2025 Carabao Cup. He wanted to work specifically with head coach Roberto De Zerbi, who took over at Spurs in the spring and steered them clear of relegation. Tonali brings genuine physicality and Champions League pedigree to a Spurs midfield building momentum as they try to stamp their feet as a big 6. Number 9. Youri Tielemans to Manchester United. United triggered Tielemans' £35 million release clause at Aston Villa. The Belgian lifted the Europa League with Villa last season and captained his country at the World Cup, and head coach Michael Carrick sees him as the ready-made replacement United need at the base of midfield following Casemiro's exit, without blocking Kobbie Mainoo's long-term path through the middle. It's not a signing that trends worldwide, but with United fighting to break back into title contention and chase a return to the Champions League, Tielemans' experience could prove one of the shrewdest pieces of business anyone does all summer. Number 10. Jeremy Jacquet to Liverpool. Liverpool beat Chelsea to this one, agreeing a £55 million deal for Rennes centre-back Jeremy Jacquet back in February, before finally completing the move on July 1st. The 20-year-old France under-21 international wears the number 5 shirt vacated by Ibrahima Konate, who left for Real Madrid on a free transfer. With Konate gone and Virgil van Dijk now 34, the club had been left short at centre-back for large parts of last season. New head coach Andoni Iraola, who arrives from Bournemouth, has already called Jacquet a very big talent worth building around, and if he settles quickly alongside Van Dijk, he gives Liverpool a defence built to last. Which deal excites you most? Let us know below. Like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Football fans, this is the deal you don't want to miss. Whether you're hunting for an iconic World Cup jersey or the colours of your favourite club, Goal90 Shop has the perfect pick for you. And right now, everything is a flat 15% off, with free shipping anywhere in the world. So don't wait. Hit the link in the description, head over to Goal90 Shop and grab your favourite jersey today.